What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Bringing back the game changers. So we're excited tonight. I know Carla wants to talk about something really dear to her heart tonight, so we'll just get right into it right away, and then we'll introduce our amazing guests tonight. So let's get right into it, Carla.
Hey, how is everyone tonight?
Hi, Carla.
Carla.
Hi. I want to talk a little bit about Mental Health Month. So this month is all about mental health. I just want to say, with respect to September being Suicide Awareness Month, I would like to start by saying let's continue to break the stigma by getting more comfortable and open talking about mental health and suicide. We need to acknowledge the importance of mental health from a young age to adulthood. We need to rest, recharge, reflect on our emotions, and call for help when needed. Trust me, people care. They care about you and they are willing to help and work with you on your own process and journey. You are not alone. Together, we can get through everything. Hey, I'm Carla. I'm a teacher, Zumba instructor, mother of three, and a Chiefs fan. Let's get started. Wendy, what do you have for us tonight?
Oh my goodness, I am so excited to be here, Carla. And that was wonderful. I would like to add a little bit to the mental health. My family, I think everyone can kind of relate to having somebody that they know, whether it's a friend or a family member that has, mental health issues or, any kind of problems like that. And it's in my family as well. And there is help out there. It's tough. I went through a bad spot trying to find help for people, but it's out there. So my DMs are open. If anybody ever has any questions on anything, I'm totally willing to talk anytime. My phone, unfortunately, is usually attached to my hip, so I'm going to answer you as soon as I can. So thank you for bringing that up, and it's a very positive energy to start the show. So I have the honor of introducing our guest, who I got to meet at the Fantasy Football Expo, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But everyone, please welcome Hope Meyers, High Hopes _77. Hi, Hope.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
I know. It was so lovely meeting you.
That's one thing, that expo, and that's how I met JC. I briefly saw Carla. We didn't get to meet, but that's going to change next year. But we got to be together. Yep, there you go. There you go. We got to be together at Draft Night Out. I was leaving the place to go home, and I ran into you and Queen Roxanne. And so we got our little picture, and hopefully JC will be able to pull that up for us. And it was such an honor and a privilege. You were the star of the show at Draft Night Out. Like, I was watching you, and you were running all around, and you were just having a good old time. And there, look at us.
I miss him. Can't wait to go back.
How kick-ass is that picture? I mean, I am surrounded by rock stars there. I mean, I admire you guys so much. Yep, next year it's going to be all of us. So, yeah, so thank you for joining us and sharing your story tonight.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Carla, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, why not? So, Miss Hope, it's in my understanding that you are a Dolphin fan. How did you become a Dolphin fan? Can you share that with us?
I love that.
Look at that. I love the shirt.
I moved to Florida when I was a little girl from Philadelphia as the other side, my Eagles, Dolphin side, and became a Dolphin fan as soon as I got here. I come from a football family. So that's how I did.
What a doll. Oh my goodness.
And my custom little dolphin scarf.
That's amazing.
We're going to talk a lot about your custom clothing.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait to talk about it a little bit.
Well,
so
and
go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah. Well, Hope, I just want to mention, because you did say something about the Philadelphia, Miami. Don't you have an anniversary coming up?
I did have an anniversary, which was last week,
And
and we were going to go to Tahoe and get remarried by Tahoe Padre, who married us there 10 years ago. But we found out that the Dolphins are playing the Eagles in Philadelphia, October 22nd. Our favorite place to go, Atlantic City, and hang out at the Borgata Sports Bar all weekend. And we're celebrating it there. We're
how
doing
many
a
years are you celebrating? How long?
Married 10 years.
Oh, that is so good. Like, I literally have goosebumps. I'm so jealous too. How fun is that?
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Awesome.
That's amazing. So, how did you get started in fantasy football?
So I think it was the first week I met my husband. We were watching football at my house, and maybe it was like 2 weeks. I don't think I would let him in my house in 1 week. So maybe it was like 2 weeks. And we're sitting down watching the game in my room, and he goes, "Would you mind if I use your computer? I have to put something up on the screen." I'm like, "Sure, go ahead." So he puts up on the screen some fantasy thing with all these players, and he goes, "Okay, we need Marcus Colston to score right now." And I'm like, "Okay." And
Yes.
he explained to me what it was, and I was like, "Can I get in now? Like, can I go in now?" Because I'm a bigger football fan than he even is. So that was it. The next season, that was it. I was done.
But he lured you into fantasy
Oh,
football.
and it didn't take anything. I'm a freak. I'm a football freak.
I mean, have you always been a big sports fan, like your whole
Yes.
life? Yeah.
Yes.
So this kind of came naturally, I guess.
So good. This is a really good story. So when I was 10 years old and the 72 Dolphins were going on and we were here, my father owned a couple sporting goods stores here in Florida, and all the Dolphins used to shop at the store, and they would come on our boat. So I had Greasy and Zonka and all the guys hanging out on my boat.
Wow.
And then I was like, done. That was it.
It is so cool.
So Dolphin fan forever.
Do you have a favorite football player, or would it be a Dolphin, or do you have one particular player?
So, I mean, my favorite player now is Tyreek because he's so exciting, and he became a Dolphin. He wasn't my favorite player when he was on the Chiefs. Sorry. It's my favorite player now, but my favorite player, I think, is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Nice. All
He made me happy. Like, no matter what team he was on, he just is so beautiful. It's like I like beautiful football players. Not that, I mean, Tyreek isn't so beautiful, but he's so swaggy that he could get away with not being so beautiful. But I like the football players that have the big hearts, that are good guys.
How many leagues are you in?
Too many.
Yeah.
9.
I knew she was going to say that.
And I'm doing so awful because I lost so many players.
How are you juggling with 9? Like, it's insane.
Well, they're mainly on sleeper, so you kind of just go down the row, and you just kind of check it all out at the same time. But I get upset when the players get hurt.
Yes, I agree.
And then when you're trying to fix your teams and all your players are hurt, it's like it takes away the joy. And then I watch every football game. Like, my husband's a Navy guy, so we have like 9,000 TVs in our house plus a movie screen, and we get every game. He has it rigged, so we get all of them now. We do the 4 and the 4. So I watch everything. That's how obsessed I am. And when I see them getting hurt and I'm watching football, it takes away the whole joy of the fantasy part of it, because then you're like, okay, I'm going to fucking lose. Oh, I'm already losing. And now I'm in a bad mood, but I want to watch the games and enjoy real football. And it just kind of really takes the joy away from of how much I love football, real football.
Yeah.
Next time, I think I'm coming to watch football at your place with
Come
all
over.
these.
Oh yeah, I want to go there too.
It's so much fun.
We will
I
do a
love
party.
football season. I get up really early and I watch all the pregame stuff. And
That's awesome.
we think about what we're going to eat, special food for Sundays.
Nice.
And it's just a beautiful, blissful day. And like I said, it's been really bad, though. I mean, it's been really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it
Watching
hurts
it,
when someone
like-
gets hurt. It's watching it, like it can make you like feel like really low. It's
And I feel
hard.
like if you watch really close, like I do, there's so much violence. It's more
Yes.
violent than it ever was.
agree.
Like you
agree.
you feel the violence and these players hitting these players. It's like,
And they know where it hurts, and they hit where it hurts, which is really annoying to me when I see it.
I feel
It's
like the NFL needs to
I'm watching some more wrestlers sometimes.
I feel like they need to come up with something with all their money to protect the body parts, like to go over the knee, to go over the ankle, like something that
Yes.
they may not have the same mobility, but to be able to save these players and save their careers. I mean, these are everyone like you suck, but they're hurt. They have a family, they have children. It's like I get so upset with what goes on between the sport, the gambling and the sports part of it to the real life of the player and the real football.
Yeah.
That's a struggle. It is, especially when you're in, the sports betting or because there's a lot of money involved, and that's one of the negatives of that. It's the struggle is real on that. I totally agree with that, Hope.
I think it made it worse with them promoting the fantasy football now on, like, it's promoted, right? It's promoted while they're talking about the games. Oh, he's on the, and you know what's weird about this whole thing that it just dawned on me? Like, Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year for betting, and some guys get suspended. So fantasy football players are allowed to have teams, right? They're in leagues. They're all in teams. They're all in leagues. So, I mean, isn't there something about that that's kind of
They
like,
do it for charity. A lot of them will
Yeah.
do it for charity.
that's
Yeah.
not what I
for
mean.
no money.
I mean, in the betting part of it, they could make sure that they don't do this or they do this or they ask them to do. I mean, there's a very thin line on how that's not gambling and how that's allowed, but there is money in it with the fantasy aspect of it. I think that there's something very fishy going on around there.
So
We
saying
may
all,
have uncovered something.
Very fishy.
saying all of this, I have a
Very
question for
fishy.
you. Yeah.
Very
Why does
fishy.
football- why does football, in your opinion, seem to be getting more popular all over the world?
From fantasy. 100% from
Yeah.
fantasy. I mean, parents are having kids in leagues now, so it's like they're starting at like 7 years old. They're advertising it during the games. They're advertising it at sports books, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen
That's
it.
how we
We've
all
seen
met.
it a lot. Yeah, at the expo
We wouldn't
as
have met
well.
if it wasn't for fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that fantasy football is making this into like a worldwide type thing. Like, 'cause, we have a lot of content creators that we see from like Australia or over in Europe and stuff like that. I mean, it's getting bigger, but I mean, I think people are really like watching the sport too. I mean, we're starting to see. I mean, Mexico. We know a lot of content creators from Mexico and stuff like that. And they're starting to bring games there. I think people are just starting to reach out more to where they're like, hey, can you bring this sport to where we're at too? I think people do enjoy just the sport too, not just the fantasy aspect. But yes, betting definitely has a big play on it.
And it's making the players who no one knew who they were famous.
Mm-hmm. And there are some players, like I am a huge Austin Eckler fan. I love him, and he's so involved with the fantasy community. He's very positive. He's got a good positive message. And And then people are so mean, and it's like he's going to stop doing it too, just like JC when we were talking earlier. The players, they want to be involved and enjoy the fans that are picking them, but I know it's not super important to them. That's not what it's about. But some of them are on board and some of them aren't. But when people start acting the way that they do, they bail, and then we don't get that anymore. And I kind of miss that.
You saw the interaction that I had after David Montgomery got hurt, and everyone in the world knows that I am
Yes,
David Montgomery.
Monty is your
Truther,
boy.
biggest fan in the world.
Yep.
It's been for years. I always liked him because everyone hated him, and I'm like, how do you hate him? He's behind the worst line. He can't go anywhere. I used to watch him slam.
Yeah.
Hi, he's hurt. Please heal. Please.
Yeah. What's the status on that injury?
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything
He
either.
says a few weeks, and then the coach comes out and says, "Oh, he could be there this weekend." I don't think so.
These couple weeks have been really
Don't
tough.
listen to Coach speak.
I was just going to say, you don't believe Dan Campbell?
Don't listen to Coach speak.
As soon as he got hurt, some guy wrote "good" under it,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I wrote "good." I go, "What's wrong with you?" Like,
I saw that. I
you're
saw
the worst
that interaction.
And then
Yep.
he DM'd me. He goes, "Ma'am, what did I do? I didn't do anything." I go, "You didn't?" And I copied and showed him what he did. "Oh, I'm sorry." I go, "How would you like if someone in your family was playing and they got it? Would you say good?"
Yeah.
No, that's so
Yeah.
bad.
That's not the positive message that we're trying for, So, speaking of, I'm sure you've been in leagues that are all men, because I know most of us have. Have you ever had any like negative stuff in leagues like that?
I have to say, because I'm so like, first of all, I'm in mostly all men leagues. My name is High Hopes, but no one knows what that is. And people don't even know that I'm a girl in a lot of leagues. If they follow me on Twitter, they would see a girl, but I don't really have that issue. And people do know I'm so into it that I get treated exactly like the guys that are in there. So I never have any, and I'm friends with all guys too. I'm a guy.
That's what we're, that's part of a goal, for me at least, is, being in the leagues where you don't get treated differently. You get treated as a team manager like you should, so that's positive. And I see you all over. We're in a lot of leagues together. I think most of them are best ball. I don't know if we actually have to play against each other per se, but you're so good with everybody. You're always positive, and that's why we really wanted to have you on here.
Thank you. Well, I like to have fun, like in everything I do. If I'm not having fun, that's why that's why I told you I was really depressed, because everything that I do, if I'm not having fun, I stop doing it. And if something's bothering me, I go away from it. I'm very strong with that, with myself in life. And when I see all the negativity with the football and all the stuff, and it's like, it just upsets me.
It shouldn't happen. Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't happen. We don't need negativity in this world. So I'm talking about, a little bit about the football and drafting and stuff like that. I'm going to take you a little bit about on the drafting part. So what mistakes people make when they draft a team? And what would you give an advice into this?
I think drafting a quarterback early is a bad idea. I think it's better to get your skill players, like a few really good players, the first couple of rounds, and then grab a quarterback. Always makes for a better team, because you could always you just always pick up a quarterback on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Especially if you can play the matchups too. Grab one, and then at least you have like two top wide receivers. Instead of grabbing the quarterback.
And which one is better?
I've never done auction before.
I haven't either. We need to do that.
I'm not good with money. I think it'd be very bad. I think I would say, I want this player. Here's all my money.
I've seen the bad. I've seen the bad, and I've seen the good with the betting. It's the first time I was watching it, and a couple people were betting a lot of money on quarterbacks, and they put like $45 or $50, and then they had only 4 people in their league, and they stopped. They didn't have anything like anymore, so they were
You're
waiting
broke.
for the dollar. For the
Can't be
dollar,
broke.
they were broke. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. So you should
Hey,
do it. I think you should do
yeah,
it.
well,
I'm
you
gonna
know
try
what?
one.
Hey, Hope, when you were at the expo, did you go to any of like the Queen's Classics or any of that stuff and watch the drafts?
I didn't, because when we were drafting at draft night out, that's when the Queen's Classic was.
Yeah, well, I must have, I don't know if I got done early or got done late or whatever, but I got to go and I went to the Queen's Classic. I just popped in, but man, those auction draft things, they're intense. Like intense. I didn't even want to stay in the room. I'm like, this is too much. I was sweating and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. It's
I
something.
don't
You
like
have
pressure
to.
like that. I don't know if I like pressure like that.
It seemed like a lot
Jameson,
of pressure.
The nice thing
Jameson
about
is saying
auctions,
that you have to do it. You have to do the
Oh,
auction draft.
hey, if Jameson says you have to do it, you have to do it.
I'm gonna do it.
All
the nice thing
right.
about auctions is you can kind of build your team however you want to. You can instead of having to like wait for whoever come back to you and then kind of be like, oh, I have to pick from these tier of players. Well, if you want to spend up and get like McCaffrey and Justin Jefferson, you can have the 2 top players, but you have to spend a lot of money, right? And then you just have to figure out. I mean, you can't spend all your money. There's no way for you to spend all your money. They limit to you. If you have 20 people on your team, well, if you have a $200 budget, you can't spend more than whatever players you have there. So if you like say
Yeah,
now you
I'm
just
out.
spent on one, you'd have $19
I'm out.
left basically to spend. You have $1 per player. So like you have a limit to what you can spend because you have to have 20 players, so you have
Okay.
to have at least $1 left for each player. But at that point, you're waiting for the end. So you spend all your stuff. Now you're sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It can kind of be benefit to you but you have to be smart with your. That's what's cool about auction. Like I said, you can build your own kind of team. So
I'm gonna do one. I'm sure
it's
it'll be
fun.
bad the first time, but then the second time it'll be better.
I want to watch. Hope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it.
I want to watch.
So what would you say is the most difficult thing about being a woman that plays fantasy football?
I have to say that I honestly have no difficulties in this. Like, I hear a lot of women that get judged or what have you, but I think I'm pretty confident in who I like and what I'm talking about, and no one says anything about what I say.
You know why? Because people love you.
Oh,
That's
thank
why.
you. But I mean, maybe because I'm pretty much nice to everybody too.
You
Like,
are.
I think if you put what you put out, a lot of times you get back. And I feel like
That's awesome.
I don't have any issues with males in this. But then again, I'm not 20 and 30 years old with my boobs out, trying to look sexy, trying to get followers, I'm not that, I'm not that. So that's
And
also
I'm glad you're not that.
But I'm saying, like, so that's another thing. So I'm not like, what's the word I want? I'm not.
I don't know. Is it as much on Twitter or are we talking about not really on Twitter? I think it's more on like in leagues because like I've seen and I've heard from multiple women talking about men bullying them in the league, saying like during a draft, maybe you're in a slow draft where you're taking too much time. And if it's consistent, you don't know what other person's really job consists of or how
That's
often
why
can
they
have their
call it a
phone
slow draft,
or like
right?
even like some people get over pressure, that somebody has to sit and make a decision, even if it's in a 2-minute draft. If they take the whole time, I mean, that's their choice, like it's somebody's choice. You shouldn't be telling somebody how to draft. I mean,
I would never do that.
And it happens a lot. I've seen it from big end content creators in the industry doing it to a woman. And it's like, that's not okay, because especially if it's a content consumer, right? They consume your content and like, we got to hold ourselves to higher standards, right?
I think because
like,
I
we're out
draft
there doing
pretty
this as
fast.
content creators, we should be positive.
You're
I
a
drop
great,
fast.
yep, you are a great league mate. Every league that we've been in, and you're always active in the chat, you're positive, and I know I
Except,
use that word a lot, but that's what you exude.
except when I get
Okay.
violent, when someone tries to take Monty or Tyreek from me.
Well, yeah.
How do you get violent? I hope. I want to
I
know.
start freaking out in the chat.
Oh,
And we
let's
do have a
see.
question out
Yeah,
here too.
Angie.
Yes. You want to take it, JC?
Oh, Angie says, Hope, way to break the NFL players at fantasy football shady gambling ring story right here on the show tonight. What are your
Yep.
favorite types of sports gambling? What apps do you lean toward?
I do prize picks.
I've
I'm going to
never done
actually,
that.
prize picks is fun. It's fun. Try it.
It's prop
I never
betting. So
heard of
like
it.
over unders. So like it could be like, Travis Kelce will have over or under, half a touchdown, which means he has to at least score one touchdown, right? Or over
So
under 50
you pick,
yards receiving,
and
like
you pick like 5 and you could win like $250 for 25. Like you could win $500.
You
So
know you
I
have
know
to
I only
do it.
Rachel Tootsie
it's fun.
Pop does the prize picks, and she's really good at it. I see her posting her stuff all the time. I'm like, I need to try that. So,
It's addictive.
okay.
And it makes you even more while you're watching. Then you're even more intense while you're watching the fans because now you're looking at that and you're looking at that. And then when your player gets hurt, then it's worse because then it's there. And then you lose your money there. And
It
you're poor.
probably all evens out. You lose, you gain, and you're having fun. It's entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah. Now that we know that for a fact you watch every single game.
Yes.
And for me, I watch a little bit this movie called 80s for Brady, 80 for Brady. I know
Right.
that not everyone watch it, but I want to know how you prepare for the game and what your expectations from every single team. And do you have any rituals watching
So
the games?
I don't prepare, and because I don't want to be disappointed, so I
Mhm.
don't have any expectations. Like especially like when I feel like it says I'm going to get 200 points, I usually get 100. So and that's happened many of times where I was going to win and it was going to be the most amazing win and I lost. Even this week it happened. I was like a 40 point over and I lost again this week. I used to wear the same shirt. Like that's a ritual, like the same one. If someone won, I'll wear the same shirt again. Like that's definitely a ritual, and make my dogs wear them as well. It's another ritual. And if they win, the dogs have to sleep in the shirt. It's
Poor
ritual.
doggies. But that's
Yeah.
fun. That's
So
fun.
those are pretty much our rituals.
That's really nice. That's really nice to hear. I like it.
Well, and the shirts. Let's talk about the shirts.
The
Yes.
shirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
Red
explain this a little
Bush.
bit and what your business is and where people can find this stuff? And I can't wait to see all these pictures.
So this is stuff I've been doing my whole life. Actually, this is part of my line that I do, my Hope Jeans line. You can find it on Instagram if you want to follow me. But I'm going to be starting a really cool woman's, very unique. You could kind of pretty much make your own shirts as well. Really, I'm just going to start getting into it now. I haven't figured out the whole aspect of it, but it's going to happen. I'm working on it right now. So as soon as it's all ready, I'm going to be posting it, and you guys can follow me for more information. But I
Look
can
at
make
that. That is
matching
badass.
to your doggy. Your doggy could have one as well, and you guys could lay together and snuggle and wear the same shirt.
I'm pretty sure I have an order in already, right?
I'm making you a shirt. You're getting one.
I
Oh,
can
do you know?
I can model. I can
Do you know
model.
what's so sad about this? I have to say something. So Demaryius Thomas was one of my favorite football players. And I have so many shirts, and that we have shirts that all say Demaryius Thomas on it. And when he passed away like that, oh, Demaryius, I'm so saddened still. And all my dogs have Demaryius shirts.
Oh,
That's one of them.
that's a great tribute, though.
Yeah.
So, what's your mindset on hard work, especially that you have your own clothing line?
So I've been in business. I've been for like pretty much my whole life. I think I started my company when I was, look, there's the Demarius top. Oh, Demarius. R.I.P. He was such a beautiful player. So I go to the gym every single day and I get out all my anger first thing in the morning. And then I get it all out and I start working and I work until I can't work anymore. And when you have your own business, you have to really focus on good things and try not to let the bad things in, because then it ruins everything. It ruins your creativity, it ruins your mood, it ruins, you're mean to people. So I try to get up and be positive and go to the gym and practice yoga and breathe, and in between maybe killing my husband and coming back to
Zumba
it.
too. You should be doing Zumba, Hope.
I
Maybe
never
come to
tried
one of my
Zumba.
classes.
I never tried Zumba, actually.
You should. You
I'm a
should. It's
yogi at
fun.
heart.
Yeah, it's really fun. You should try
I'm
it.
starting back at yoga tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Got my mat. It just came in today. I'm so excited.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love the gym too. So
Okay, I haven't been to the gym in like a month. I feel really bad. You guys are making me feel bad.
So go there tomorrow morning.
We got the Zumba instructor. We've got the lady that go. Hey, what about you, JC? You go to the gym too?
Yeah, I get my curls in every night.
Susan can get some dog shirts. Yes, Susan,
Oh,
you can
Susan
have
is a
some.
friend of mine and a Zumba instructor too, and she have two beautiful dogs. So yeah, she will be in your store at any minute.
There you go. Got customers already lined up here, Hope.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to talk maybe a little bit about the Monday night games that went on last night? Because I have questions. I am heartbroken over Nick Chubb.
Oh.
I agree.
I cried. I was crying.
I know you were emotional. You were emotional.
Yeah. I'm emotional
chatting a little bit.
So.
I could cry right now.
Well, I don't want you to cry. It's just sad, though.
He's such a beautiful player. Like, it's funny, right before it happened, we're watching Nick Chubb, and my husband knows how much I love him. I have his shirt. I've worn his shirt to concerts. Like, I have pictures of us in Tennessee at one of his favorite bands wearing the Nick Chubb shirt. And I was saying how he's such a classy player, how he's known in the whole world as the smoothest, the best. Like, there's no one that doesn't love Nick Chubb and admire Nick Chubb. And he doesn't ever act like that. He doesn't ever act as how we feel about him. And I was saying that, and right as I was saying that, it happened.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It's devastating.
It's like, why do good things happen? Why do bad things happen to good people? Like, why can't the bad things happen to the bad people?
Yeah. That's not how it works, though, I guess. But,
it's humble us and make us stronger. That's why.
Yeah. And, like, how do you replace a Nick Chubb? You don't.
You can't.
Yeah, you don't, But so who are you thinking? Are you going to try for Jerome Ford there or?
So can I call somebody out?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
So I'm not going to say I'm not going to say who this commissioner is, because that would be very bad. But I'm in a league where I have Nick Chubb, and there's what is it called when there's no fab, so you don't get to pick
priority.
Yeah,
you're just.
And there's priority, which is like, isn't that like from 2000 priority? Like who?
No, I mean it's as long as if you don't play fab, like if you don't have a budget, then if people don't know what fab is, it's just a free agency. So any free agents are out there on a waiver wire, free agency acquisition budget. So you have a budget, right, of either 200 or something like this. Usually it's like that. So anytime we talk, anyone's like, how much would you spend? I usually don't say how much money I would spend, because everyone has a different fab. how much percentage. Like, so I always say our percentage, but yeah, priority is like, so say however you draft it, I think it's like the reverse order, however that is, and then
It's
or
not
however.
fair. It's
Yeah,
not
I
a fair
mean,
way to play.
so, I mean that's true. I mean,
It takes it's if you need a player, usually it's because you had bad luck and your player got hurt.
but
So your
how does
player
the
got
computer
hurt.
know that you didn't? I mean, it just goes. You're set that week.
I'm
So
saying, but
like
I'm saying
so like say you saved your priority, right? So if you don't pick up anybody on the waiver wire, this is why I say if there's somebody out there that you like your priority is way down here, and you say like, so there's like 4 really really good people, but you need like a defense, I would just wait until the waiver wire goes through, then you move up on the priority list for the next week. So say you were 5th on the list and 4 players went, now next week you're number 1 priority. So it's kind of nice. So that's why I
okay.
say sometimes
I'll
I
tell you.
like to wait, week 1, because people they just go out and start grabbing players, and then you move up. So the following week, if some people were either dropped or if anything like that, like, or some player happens to get hurt, right now you're the top of the waiver priority, and then you get that person right away. I mean, it sucks having that. Fab is better, but it is.
I
what
will
it is.
never. If I knew that this league was like that, I would not have been joined the league. It is not a fair way to play. It's not
nice for
fair.
beginners, just because understanding a budget. I mean, if you don't know how much a player is worth, right, you might go out and spend
This league
$100.
This league is on Sirius XM. This is not a beginner league.
Some people are old school.
It's not a. I have 5 players that are hurt, and there's no IR spots for them. You can't put an out player on, so I can't do anything. How is that fair?
Some people like to be old school. I mean, that's how some of these older players, people that grew up playing, like, they had a really small roster, like, to be like 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and then maybe some of them don't even have flexes, like that'll be it.
Not for
and a
me.
kick on the defense. Like, that's
Pass.
what some people are old school, and that's the way they like it.
Pass. No, it's very unfair though.
It's like
It's not. It should be equal for everybody. Everyone picks a team. Everyone should be able to do what they need to do good with their team. You can't. Okay, so because you are here and you picked, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I guess the main thing to know is just knowing knowing the scoring, knowing how your league's gonna be, knowing your commissioner, like right before you join a league, knowing that stuff, because like otherwise you're sucked in. Like I joined a league and it was like a 40, 50 man like full, like that's the amount of players you're gonna have on your team, and you only have to start like 15. There's like individual defensive players. I'm like, how can I go through and manage 50 people every week? If I'm in a bunch of leagues, like that's too much. So I was like, I can't be in this, man. And I didn't know that going into it, right? It's like, if you hop in and it's like, maybe ask that stuff first. Like, all right, what's the scoring? How is the scoring going to be? Because not everybody has the same league. Some commissioners like this way. That's how they're going to run their league. Even though if you're going to jump into it, they're not going to, like, that's how their league's been run. And that's
what I do ask. And it was like that last year.
And they changed it?
Oh, no.
And I just was unlucky with my team. I had J.K. Dobbins, and I had J.K. Dobbins, Jerry Jeudy, who wasn't playing. I had Mark Andrews, who wasn't playing. I had someone else that wasn't playing. You couldn't put them on the IR spot, so I couldn't pick anybody up. I couldn't drop a good player, so I was stuck.
That's just really bad luck, though.
So then I had to, it's just old. I'm old.
Greg,
I am so fucking old. I am old as shit, but I want to play fair and young.
She's progressive. She likes new changes. It needs to be
sorry
new school.
for old, not the other one.
I am old.
Now, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I'm older than you, so back off.
Believe me, I'm very old, but I'm cool, and I like to have fun, and that's
you're
not
damn
fun.
Right, you're cool.
That's not important.
Yeah, fab is the way to go.
What's your biggest motivator then, Hope?
Pardon?
What's your biggest motivator?
Myself.
Yeah.
I'm totally self-motivated.
Yeah. That's really important.
It's hard. It's really hard, but I taught myself that if you want it, I've had 4 jobs, like just so I can live in a nice apartment and drive a nice car. I like
That's
to.
amazing.
I've worked my ass off my whole life just to be able to have what I want.
It take a strong person to come to that point to be their own motivator, and that's really amazing to be there. It's really
You have a
amazing.
choice. You have a choice. You can sit back and not do anything and not get everything that you want, or you can
Yeah.
just work your ass off. And there's such a good feeling about being so tired from working that when you hit the pillow, you fall asleep. And you can't even think about anything because you're so tired. That's such a good feeling.
It is. I agree.
It is. I
100%.
love that tired work feeling. I love that.
Yeah,
I mean, just
that's why
watching.
I keep myself busy because I can't have like some time that I'm sitting or not doing anything. I feel like anxious. So yeah,
Yep.
I agree with you. Amen. Amen. Marcy Partain.
So Carla, you're a teacher too, right?
Yes.
So what do you teach? Are you a school teacher or?
So I have my master's in linguistics, and I'm a trilingual, and I'm teaching Arabic in school in New Haven, hopefully.
Oh,
So
that's so
Nice.
awesome. How old are the
yeah,
kids?
I'm so happy and so excited. I teach high school kids, which is a
Wow.
little bit tricky, but at
That's
the
real
same
tricky.
time, it's fun. It's fun because
Could
I
you
have
imagine having Carla as your high school teacher if
They
you're
must
a
have a crush
young?
on you.
Yes, exactly.
They'd be digging.
I
They're
have
all like,
3 kids.
"Yeah, we
So
want we want to learn what Carla's teaching."
I love,
That's so
you
great.
know, I have a connection with people. I'm a really social butterfly, and I connect to people on so many levels. I'm so compassionate and a very nice person, down to earth. So I love being a teacher, and I
It's
love
great.
connecting with those kids. And that's why my opening about mental health, it was so important,
Yeah.
because my daughter in 2020, she lost 2 of her friends, and to
Oh,
be a teacher and hear about that at a young age, it's really hurtful, and it's a slap on the face, not to be able to help as much as we want to help.
yeah.
So it's a positive and negative at the same time, which is it's a good balance sometimes, and it's a bad balance. It happened.
Yeah,
I've
but I
always I've always stepped when I was in high school
Agree.
myself. Um, me and my boyfriend were very alternative for the school. Like
Yeah.
I was a punk rocker, and I was, I wore clothes that no one knew what I was wearing, and he was wearing like camouflage pants, and people had no thought, like, why are you in the army and school? Like we were, you know, so people would make fun of us, and people would make fun of him, and they would take their paper and like throw hand grenades, like they're killing him because he's wearing army pants. And I had to like go through that. But then when they would make fun of other people in front of me, I would step in. And I was
Oh
always
my
I was
God,
always that
yes.
person that did not allow people to treat people bad.
To
Yeah,
bully.
bullying is not okay.
I
Bullying is
Bullying
not.
is not
hate bullying.
okay.
No.
And my daughter is a big advocate for that. She
Yep.
cannot help it. She's like you, Hope. If she hears it,
I
she's
step
like
right
there.
in.
She's like there. No, I'm not even kidding.
Tyler.
Hi,
What's up,
Tyler.
Tyler? Tyler's from the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Tyler was at the
Oh,
expo.
Hi, Tyler.
Oh
He's
yeah, I hung out with
he's a
Tyler
hero.
at the
I need
expo.
some advice,
Gotta
Tyler.
get on the network. We'll talk to
Doing
Wendi
really
about
bad
that.
this year.
It's a good
I
place, and we do so Thursdays we do like a whole week. We got the Greg show on Thursday, and then we
yes,
do the
yes,
watch
yes.
party with the network, and then right after that they do a show where they answer questions, which is
Oh,
pretty
nice.
cool.
I got to tune
Super
in.
cool.
Thursday
Do you
nights
have
after the
any
game.
do you have any exciting story you want to share with us, Hope?
Exciting story.
Something fun, something like exciting that you can share with us.
Let me think.
Maybe a fantasy football win.
Maybe.
fantasy football win is not coming easy these days.
Victories are so hard. Championship. You won a championship?
I won 2
Tell us about that.
championships.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
exciting. It's hard to do.
Yep,
It
I won
is.
2.
And you?
Yeah, but now I'm not doing so good in my home league. I was killing it. Now I'm not killing it.
In your
Um,
home league, do you have a live draft?
No, we don't have a live draft because there's people from all over the place now that's in there. But we used to back in the day when.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's
I
so
miss
much
that.
fun.
I miss everyone coming over and making food, and that's the best.
I got to go to the Scott Fish Bowl in Chicago, the live draft in Chicago.
How much fun was that?
You know what? I had the best time. I had the time of my life. I mean, I didn't want to leave. I didn't. I met so many great people that Steven Johnson kind of put that together, and he did a fantastic job. It was at like a bar and grill type place, and so I'm sitting in my chair and I turn around. I don't know a lot of people yet. I do now, but back then it was just a few months. But I look and there behind me is Jim Coventry. And Andy,
so sweet.
I love him.
He's the sweetest.
And Andy Behrens. Who knew? Andy Behrens is sitting behind me with Jim Coventry. So we kind of hung out the whole day. Those two guys were so much fun, and they had just a great time. It made my day. And then going to the expo and seeing them there and meeting you was, just so much fun. And I can't wait till next year. All of us, the 4 of us, and Iggy and everyone else from the sports affiliation, we are going to be hanging out.
I'm going Thursday because I went Friday.
Oh, I am too. I had regrets, man.
I go Wednesday. Hell,
Yeah.
Tuesday. I'll start on Tuesday.
Take the whole week off. Let's go.
Yes, I don't mind it. I'm off from school, so I can go.
I think we should get like a 6-bedroom house and all just pile in there.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun. We will wreck that house.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I drove this year and it was like a 5.5 hour drive or so. And I'm like, screw that. I'm being nice. That's not really what I said. I'm like, screw that. I am flying next year and renting a car, man. Turo at the parking at the airport. Yeah.
16 hours drive.
Oh no. You drove for 16 hours?
That
no
was
way.
driving. I was the co-pilot. I was nagging the whole time.
Yeah.
Does Greg have a question? He doesn't want to know about the expo.
Yeah, Greg wants to know how did you decide to go to the Fantasy Football Expo?
I decided because I was so jealous every year that I saw people like going. So I called up Queen Roxanne. I'm like, let's go. I go, let's go. I go, let's go. But let's go. She goes, okay. I called up Queen Bonnie.
Was it just did the 2 of you go together, or
so she lives in Colorado?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And Queen Bonnie, who lives in Carolina, she came, and Kelly, Fantasy Granny, and then she came Kelly came and she came from Maine, Boston, Maine, like that area, and we all met and we all stayed together.
Oh, that is so cool.
I met Roxanne before she came and stayed with me. We went to see Tool together.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
I love this picture.
That's Kelly, doll. Kelly's so sweet. She's obsessed like us.
I can't wait till next year. It's like, but we've talked about this before. It's like you do not even get to meet half the people that you really wanted to. I know I missed everybody. I didn't get to meet Carla in person. I got to meet Doug. I remember talking to Doug, but and of course JC and Iggy, but man, oh man, it was it's impossible to see everybody. But now I also have certain people that I'm going to make sure and spend some extra time with, and you're definitely one of them. And
then it was pouring the first night.
Yes, that was a bummer.
You couldn't go like when we got there late, we were in the bar area where we were covered, but we couldn't even like leave that area. So we didn't get to meet anybody the first night except who ended up smashing in to get out of the rain.
Oh, Angie says she is so in next year. I can't wait.
Angie girl. Yes. Angie's coming with us.
Awesome. Well, we surely we thank you so much for coming on here tonight. It's been such an honor, and
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure. I had a great
you know,
time.
yeah, well, truly, I mean, last week we had a little bit more help when we had a wonderful guest last week. But this is kind of our first launch, I would say, and we're so honored that you were the one to come on with us.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Hope.
Thank
We
you.
really had so much fun talking to you. I just want to ask you for one thing, because people want to reach for your, your clothing line and stuff like that. Can you share with us where they can reach out and how they can reach out to you so they can buy the
So
clothing line?
they can reach out to me on Instagram, Hope Jeans on Instagram. They can. Is my Twitter up here? My Twitter handle? 'Cause
Yes.
They could
Yes.
contact me on Twitter, and then I could bring them over.
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna launch a website soon. I'm gonna have a website. I took down my old
Oh.
website because it didn't let me do it myself. It was made a long time ago, and I just took it down. So I'm gonna do a new website.
Awesome.
Yes,
All right.
Fantasy Flash. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
can't wait to
so,
see you
yes,
in
absolutely.
person for next year. Like, I want to see everyone. I want to see Wendi, JC, and
I know, I'm
FS.
going to hug you so hard, Carla.
Yes, me too. I can't wait.
I got to hug Hope, but I'm going to hug her again. So
And
everybody,
then we will see who's taller, Wendi.
oh yeah, I'm taller. I know
I'm
this for a
bringing my
fact.
higher heels.
I don't wear high heels. I don't need to.
You're lucky.
For being
But-
6 feet tall? No.
Yeah, yep, 6 feet.
You're
But
6
yeah,
feet?
yes, I am.
I didn't notice that you were 6 feet.
Yeah, yep.
You're lucky.
I think I came out this tall. Hey, it's really nice. I can help the little old people at the grocery store that always need stuff off the top shelf. I'm there for
Aw,
them. They
that's
can
so
ask
nice
me
of you.
anytime. I'm like, absolutely. Or if like the Walmart stockers haven't stocked the stuff, I can reach all the way up at the top and get what I need. So it all works out. But thanks everyone for coming. And I'd like to announce our guest for next week.
Yes.
We will have the Fantasy Alarm's own Britt Flynn.
Nice. I love Brit.
Ooh. We
I
can't
know. So
wait.
I hope everyone will join us next week. And JC, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. Appreciate everyone coming on tonight. The Game Changers. I guess this is we had the inaugural episode last week, but this is like episode 1, I guess. It's a blast. We love having y'all on. It's part of the sports affiliation. A lot of things going on. Just make sure you're checking out things that are going on through the week. More and more coming. We got articles coming on the website, sportsaffiliation.com. Check out the YouTube. Get subscribed. Like I said, you can watch these ladies every Tuesday. We're here. So every Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern, the Game Changers is here. And just like I said, check out the Twitter. We got things posted out there. I'm either posting something. Iggy's either posting something. But we got a lot of stuff coming out. Just be on the lookout. But yeah, appreciate y'all. This was a blast.
All right.
Sweet dreams,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Carla.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye.